Oh my god, look at that! Look at that! So excited. Welcome back to the plot. It is a lovely sunny day today. It's actually quite mild as well. Mark's been here since 9 o'clock this morning painting what you can see behind us, which is a fence panel. Very exciting. And I've just got here now, so instead of doing anything useful, I'm going to film for you. But before we get started on what we've been doing and where we've been, I just want to say a really big thank you. We've had a little flurry of new subscribers and I'm very grateful that you're all here. I'm grateful to all of you for being here, whether you've been here with me since my first video or whether you are very new. If you're not subscribed, I would love it if you would consider subscribing and coming back. We are making some big sort of changes to the allotment at the moment, and I think it's quite exciting to see what we've been doing. Well, I'm excited to see it being done anyway, so yeah, I would love it if you would stick around. If you are new, that's Mark over there, my husband, and I'm Lindsay, and this is our allotment in West Yorkshire in the UK. We're about a 9A in terms of hardiness zone, and it's a south facing plot. I took over this plot 18 months ago roughly, oh no, nearly 2 years ago now actually, from my dad who'd had it 20 years before me. He'd had enough and I took it on. Last season wasn't a great season for growing, so we've got big hopes for this year. So where have I been? I haven't been at the allotment for 2 weeks because of the weather. It's rained constantly, and then this week is the half-term holidays, so I've got the kids at home with me, so I haven't been able to get up either. Mark's been coming up, he's come up a couple of times to get some jobs done that he needed to get done, and I have been doing some work behind the scenes, and by work I mean spending money online. So like I said, he's painting a fence panel, so I ordered the fence, so that was ordered and delivered. I've ordered all the remaining raised beds that we need. I've decided what we're going to do in the layout. It's finally decided. If you've watched any of my videos before, you will know that I decide what I'm going to do, and then that doesn't quite happen. Something else happens instead, because you know, these things change and we come up with other ideas, and I watch a lot of YouTube videos and I take a lot of inspiration from other channels. Speaking of being inspired by other YouTubers, I have outright stolen an idea off Danny at Grow Up Channel. If you're not familiar with Danny, you probably are if you're here, but if you're not, check out his channel. I'll link it in the description down below, and I'll link to the video specifically that I'm talking about. I love Danny's channel, and Danny's a really nice guy. He's a great supporter to other YouTubers in the gardening community as well, so you know, check him out. So he was talking about having circular beds. Now Danny has a few of the metal raised beds like I do here, and he was talking about circular beds with sweet peas in. So I had an idea. It gave me an idea. I went online looking at round raised beds. I think I found the ones that he uses. Now I'm not entirely sure, but I would say the ones he uses are probably about 60 centimeters across, maybe 80. So I went to look for some 80 centimeter ones, and while I was looking, I found that Rinkit.com, who made those ones over there, which I'm really happy with, they actually make circular ones in 90 centimeter diameters or 120 centimeters, that's 1.2 meters or 4 foot across. And I thought, yeah, that gives me an idea. I'll go and show you what I mean now. So if you are new, this used to be a brassica cage. Up to, you can sort of see the line there where the path used to be. That used to be a brassica cage, and then we had 3 raised beds up there, which you can just see the mounds of still. The garlic that I thought was dead last year has actually sprouted, and there's a daffodil there as well. So I'd originally bought 8 raised beds for this area because the brassica cage was rotten, and that's why we've taken it down. But then when I measured it, I realised that the small raised beds that I've got, which are smaller than those ones you can see in shot, we could actually fit 15 here. But then when I was looking online, I found some long raised beds that were 2.4 metres long and almost 2 foot high. And I thought they would look really good at the front of this area next to the patio, and they would be really good for growing things like carrots and parsnips. So I ordered those. So then I worked out that I could fit 9 of those smaller raised beds in this area. Now I have 8 and they've gone out of stock. So I thought, right, well, I will leave the middle one out, and then if I have to buy something different, it will look intentional. So now if I can draw up a little plan, I'll insert it here so you can understand what I'm waffling about. I think that the round raised bed, the circular one, will look really nice in the middle. So I've ordered it, it's been delivered, and I've got it in a cream colour because all the other raised beds that we've got are green, but they're all different greens. So I thought we'll go with cream this time. So yeah, so this is going to turn into a little bit of a plot tour, I think. So this area is what we've been working on with the beds, and what you can see there is that I have a fence in place. So this is my birthday present from this fella here. Thank you very much. He thought paying for it was painful, but I think putting it up is even worse. So yeah, I really like it. I'm really happy with it. I'll take you over. I did not like the paint colour when it first went on. It's called Medium Oak. It's by Ron Seal, and it was more like medium tomato soup, if I'm honest, but it has actually dulled down a little bit and it's just like a light wood. We are planning to paint the shed the same colour, so we're going to do the back of the shed at some point soon. I suppose that's the job I could do if with a spare brush. Let me take you round. Try not to stand on these strawberry runners because I'm going to try and salvage some of those. Let's look at it from the other side because the sun is beautiful today, but it's very, very bright. So there you go, you can see he's actually done a little tester on the bottom of the shed as well. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. I might try and get that done today. I'll do that, I think. We'll go see if there's another brush, but I will show you around. So this herb bed, I think these herbs are going to get cut back and moved. This bed here is going to be taken apart and completely eradicated. And the fence obviously will go in this area down here, and then I'm going to just create a little border, a little 50 centimetre deep border that goes this way, and then I've got some nice trellis to put up against the fence, and then we will we'll grow some nice roses up there. Oh, the garlic has been dug up. I think it should be salvageable though. I think the squirrels dig in this bed and bury the nuts. Strawberries, they're just waiting to come out really, because I'm going to put those in the asparagus bed when I decide which one that's going to be. I think it's going to get noisy. And Mark has also cleared up this patio area, so that's looking a lot better now, which is good because he's been, painting. Right, I've just had a go at painting the shed, but it's very difficult to do it because we haven't got any land at the back of it to do it. I'm going to need a bigger brush. And the paint, it's a little bit like painting with raw egg. So it's going everywhere. Now you might be wondering why we're doing the fence before we finish the beds area, and the reason for that is because our plot neighbour doesn't tend to come in the winter, and her rhubarb is quite close to the boundary, which is fine, obviously not a problem. And it grows up, it's very big. It's a very old rhubarb plant, it does very well and it gets very big. And we want to have everything in place on that side before she starts coming back and growing, because we don't want to cause any problems for her, you know. We don't have to damage the rhubarb plant to get the fence in place, so it's better to do everything now before everything grows up. And yeah, and also we've got the panels just lying around and we don't really want them lying around, so yes, that's why we're doing it now. Well, I just love it. I absolutely love it. I'm so happy. It's worked out even better, and I know it's going to cast a little shade, but it's only 3 foot tall, so it's not going to be too bad. But yeah, I love it. I'm so excited about it, I can't even tell you. So I think it's going to look so nice when, so imagine like, obviously these 5 beds, there's going to be another 4 in this area here. And then the boundary, along the boundary is going to be a little border about 50 centimetres deep. Almost 2 foot, but not quite. And then that boundary, that border down the boundary will extend down here as well. So there'll be all sorts of flowers, annuals and things, and maybe some fruit bushes and bits and pieces growing up against here. And then in the corner down by the shed, which will be the same colour as the fence eventually, where that pile of earth is, that will be gone. And there'll be a little, well, there'll be a climbing rose, Arthur Bell, growing up against the fence there. It'll be a yellow rose. It's a really nice fragrance as well, Arthur Bell. And all the paths will be wood chipped. And that area there will have a little table and chairs. And I just, and then that area there will have the beds laid out how I've, hopefully at this point I've shown you in the video, with the plan I'm going to do when I get home. And I think it's going to look nice. I'm hoping anyway, because, and it needs to get done quickly actually, because I have bought, I think I mentioned in my last video, I've got asparagus, I've now got some Jerusalem artichokes as well, and I want to get the garlic in, although the garlic could go in any of these beds. I've got some more garlic, some bulbs to sow. But perennial veg wise, perennial food wise, I've got a rhubarb crown as well. And obviously I want to put those in the beds that they're going to stay in. So I really need to figure out where that's going to go. Mark's just tidying his tools away. And yeah, got a couple more fence posts painted. So the next time Mark comes, I would imagine, your plan is to finish the fence down the neighbour's boundary, which will just be down there. It's just shy of a full panel. This is where we've got to be a bit careful because the water pipe runs under the grass here to the stopcock, which is next to our greenhouse. Yeah, I've put the garlic back in. Hopefully the squirrel will leave it alone next time, but I don't hold out a lot of hope for that. Yeah, and at this side of the fence, this side of the shed, we're going to have peach melba growing up, I think. I might change my mind on that, the order of that. We might end up with one on one side and one on the other. I've sort of part painted the shed. Obviously the shed's not as porous as the fence, so it's not taking as well, so it's going to need a couple of coats, but we do need a bigger, either a roller or, I don't want to do a sprayer because I don't want to damage any of the soil around it, although it's water based, so it's not supposed to be toxic to anything. But yeah, it's going to need at least 2 coats, maybe even more, because the shed's not as porous obviously as the fence. I just love it. I love it. I can't wait. So when it comes to the arch as well, we haven't ordered the gates yet, because we're going to wait and see. Like, he's taking a photo of his work. You're proud of your work? Hello. So obviously the fence is going to run along this grass edge here, and then here is going to be the gate, one of the gates, and we're going to have an arch above this. Now I have decided that although I've seen an arch I love, it's actually, if you watch Sean James Cameron, he's just put the arch I like. I've been eyeing it up for months and months actually, and I've just seen that he's been using it as well. But it's like a very cottage garden style arch, and I think it's lovely. My concern is that if I have an arch with sort of sticky out bits, if you like, that it will, if it falls over because we can't use cement, it will pierce the polytunnel cover. And there's a couple of holes in the polytunnel cover already. There's the old one that we've got, and then there's a couple on the other side, small ones that I think happened in the storm at the beginning of the year. I think flying debris probably pierced it a bit, so I need to get some tape. Anyway, as we were saying about the arch, I think I'm just going to go with a metal one, but I was hoping to try and find like a sage green metal one that would complement the planters, just to tie it in, but one that's rounded so there's no sticky outy bits, to use technical terminology. But oh my gosh, I am so happy, so very, very happy. Done a good job, thank you. Right, so I'm going home, going to pick the kids up actually, then I'm going home. Thank you so much for being with us again this week. As I said at the beginning, please, I would love it if you would subscribe, stick around. The kids are back to school on Monday, so I am hoping to get up here and get some things done. I'm going to start on the brassica cage area. and I'm going to let Mark finish over on the other area there. Mark's obviously a huge help to me on this allotment. He's not a gardener, he doesn't enjoy gardening, he doesn't even eat vegetables. So this is just him helping me on my little projects, big projects as they actually are. And I'm really, really grateful for how much he supports me here in this thing that I've got us both into. So thanks, Mark. One thing I do want to do though with the brassica cage area is I'm going to need his help to get the flags up, because I just physically can't lift those. But I really would like to get that area done myself. And when it comes to getting wood chip, I'm going to need his help with that, because we're going to do the whole plot together when we do that. But I want to get the beds built and I want to get the soil moved, and I want to do that myself because he's done so much. And yeah, it's my plot, so I need to crack on and get some of the work done as well. I have painted a fence panel and a few fence posts for him so that they're ready for next time. But yeah, thank you so much for being with us, and we will see you next time. Bye for now.